evening, Osceola County. It is your friendly neighborhood college and career counselor, Mr. Cook, here with our first CCLR corner of the 2022-2023 school year. I want to welcome everybody that's on. As I've shared throughout this week, this evening, we're focusing on the pathways after graduating high school, how to identify them in our K-12 system, and the platform that we use to help students and families identify what their passions, interests, and skills are to hopefully connect a career and then identify that pathway. So we're going to discuss that tonight. But before we do that, we have a few housekeeping items. Number one, I just want to encourage everybody to know that if you can't get on tonight, you have to jump off. We record all of these sessions. And you can see right here on the screen, you have access to them. So you can scan this QR code. It'll take you right to the district website where all of these are. You can see that there are titles for the whole month. We are focused on this one tonight. QuestBridge is a full ride scholarship for it's about 140 different colleges across the nation. We're going to talk about Ivy Leagues and how to get into those. Then we have B2L, which is one of our organizations that we work with. We're going to spotlight a career. Every month, we're going to spotlight a career. So you can see we're working with House representatives. So if you're interested in public administration, government careers in that area, we're going to spotlight that later this month. Then at the end of the month, we're going to take some time to discuss financial aid and scholarships. So as is tonight, all you have to do is select the topic. It'll bring you right into the presentation. And then you can be here live asking questions, getting that live presentation. And like I said, it's recorded. So you can always go back, select the topic, and then it'll dump you into the recorded session. So you can do that here through the flyer, or you can come down here to the bottom where we have everything listed as well. And the links to the recorded sessions will be there as well. In addition to that, this is live, so Q&A is welcome. We invite it. If you have questions during the session, I just encourage you to type them in the Q&A box, which is up at the top right portion of your screen. And then at the end of tonight's session, we'll have some live, we'll have some time for Q&A. So if I don't get to the Q&A throughout the presentation, I will make sure to circle back to that Q&A at the end of tonight's presentation. And lastly, for housekeeping, we do have live closed captioning available for any of my hearing impaired people that are on tonight. And if you just prefer to hear tonight in your native language, we'll read tonight in your native language. We do have that option. You just want to select the CC logo at the bottom right of your screen. We have languages available in Arabic, English, French, Haitian Creole, Portuguese, and Spanish. Now that we got all the housekeeping out of the way, let's talk about what our plan is here in the school district of Osceola County for our students. So our plan is from K to 12, we want to help our students, we want to put them in the best position possible to identify their passions, their interests, their skill sets, and help them identify careers that all of those things align to. And by identifying those careers, we can then identify what those pathways are. So ultimately, our goal is to have 100% of our students that leave our K-12 system have what we would identify as a confirmed plan, meaning they've identified their plan, they've executed all of the steps needed to solidify that plan. That way, when they leave our K-12 system, they can carry out that plan. Now, in order for that plan to be carried out, their pathways, it's very simple. You can see that we've identified some languaging, and that's what we want to talk about a little bit tonight. SDOC4E is what we call it. There are 4 pathways after graduation that students will follow. They're either going to enroll somewhere, that's at a 2-year, 4-year, or technical college. So that's your traditional route, enrolling into a college. They're going to enlist somewhere. They're going to seek employment. I'm jumping ahead. I got screens for this. We're seeking employment, and they're going to explore. So let's get into what those are. So as I just mentioned, enrollment is the traditional route, a 2-year, a 4-year, or a technical college. Students may seek enlistment, and enlistment is through all of our military branches, which we have reps come out for all of those. We actually have a presentation later on this semester that will cover all of the military stuff, what's needed for that. But students do have access to all of the different branches at their schools. In addition to enlisting somewhere, maybe students will seek employment after graduation, and we don't want our students just working at a place that has just minimum wage. We have the opportunity for our students to go through a CTE, a career and technical education pathway through our school system. And along the way, they'll earn certifications, and through those certifications, they'll be able to seek employment after graduating high school, which we would identify as a high wage paying job, meaning they're not just going to be making minimum wage, they're going to have a decent salary that will lend itself to be able to provide a more secure, financially secured life, right? So that's our ultimate goal. And then lastly, students may seek expiration, which is traditionally known as a gap year. But I always make this comment. Listen, sitting at home on your mama's couch eating hot Cheetos after graduation playing video games, that ain't gonna cut it. We got to figure out what you're going to do. So we partnered with a few organizations, AmeriCorps, Job Corps, Berto Education, that will help students have an intentional gap year where they will further explore their passions, their interests, put their skill sets to use either here in the state, here nationally, or even globally. But the idea is they'll come back to one of those other 3 E's: enrolling, enlisting, and employing. So SDOC4E, our students are going to be funneled into one of those pathways. All the careers fall into one of those, and a career may fall into multiple E's, but those are the 4 E's that we're trying to get our students to be able to identify. Now, how do we help them identify that? Here in the school district of Osceola County, we have a college and career platform that we call Xello. Well, it's called Xello. So I want everybody to say hello to Xello. Xello is free to all of our students in our public schools, from kindergarten all the way throughout 12th grade. Students have access to it in their ClassLink. All they have to do is log into their district issued device and open up ClassLink, and down in ClassLink, they will see Xello. All they got to do is select Xello, and it'll take them right into the application. So with that in mind, I want to talk about why Xello. So I want y'all to watch this video, kind of get an idea of why we chose Xello and how it'll help our students.
An engaged student is a successful student. It's as simple as that. You've got some kids saying, I know where I'm going, just show me how to get there. And then you have students who don't think there's anywhere for them to go. You have to be able to support both of those students and everybody in between. Get them to take a real look at themselves and see what that means for their future. When you say to students, to any student, your life is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Let's take a look at who you are and how you learn and what interests you, and figure out where that can take you. And let's map out how you can get there. You're giving these kids a real reason to care. They see just how much possibility is out there. That's when the switch flips and a student realizes they have a hand in their own destiny. And that changes how a student's going to view school and learning and their whole story. There is a difference in test scores, in attendance. It's this positive culture around academics. Proof you can point to and say, these kids have the confidence to tackle the next step, whatever that might be. What happens when students are investing in themselves, it's remarkable.
So again, we want y'all to say hello to Xello. I want to walk you through tonight what this looks like in our K-12 system, give you a little sampling of what it looks like at each grade band, because it is a little bit different. So with that being said, let's talk about what the K-2 system looks like. So I'm going to play you this short video for those of you that are on that have a child that's in kindergarten to 2nd grade. I want you to see what the platform looks like for them, and then we'll talk about where we're trying to execute that throughout the school year.
Future readiness can start at any age, and getting a head start on developing the personal strengths and interests of your students is critical in fostering their successful futures. With Xello K-2, students discover a variety of careers in their clusters, develop their problem-solving and community-building skills, and gain a better sense of self. Students go on a mystery adventure around Career Town to help Detective Jill find missing workers who Ernestine McNohire has lured away to build her own community on the moon. Their journey begins at the Detective Academy, where students set up their avatars and are introduced to the D-pad, which houses their game progress and achievements. Once their profile is complete, students begin exploring by choosing any of the 6 locations to start. Each location represents one of 6 career clusters: helping, nature, health, fixing and building, business, and creative. Students learn how every cluster has multiple careers that each contribute to the community. When they first enter a location, students encounter someone who works there and finds out about their career. For example, in the nature career path, students visit a farm where they meet Farmer Miguel. They learn that farmers raise animals and grow crops for the community. They also learn about 2 missing workers in that location and what they do. Students explore each career path by playing a fun mini-game in every location. The mini-games are a great way for students to develop decision-making as well as time and task management skills that set the foundation to be future-ready. Once completed, they're rewarded with a sticker, badge, and a clue of Ernestine's whereabouts. Detective Jill then quizzes students on the careers they've encountered in that location.
Correct.
And guides them through reflection questions that boost their confidence and sense of self. Students keep track of their progress by visiting their D-pad, where they save the careers that interest them, view their self-reflection answers, and the badges they've earned. With 6 possible game outcomes, students can go back and play as often as they want, and no spoilers for students who finish later than others. Getting students to be future-focused is fun and engaging with Xello K-2. It's also an easy way for you to keep track of your students' goals and interests by viewing them in your educator tools. This way, you're even better equipped to support your students. Supplementary activities are available for educators to build and extend their students' learning outside of Xello. The activities are broken down into recommended grades, making it easier to implement into the classroom. With Xello K-2, you're helping students develop the confidence and ambition to succeed, helping them build career awareness, and provide them with the building blocks to kickstart their successful tomorrow.
So you can see just the platform itself, it allows students to have an interactive experience, self-paced for them. They're able to play the games multiple times, and we know that there's research behind the earlier you have these conversations, the better. So our goal, the purpose here for us is to just have our K-2 students exploring, to get excited about what the future may look like, what it may hold for them, and to make those connections with their academics, with their community within school and their teacher and things of that nature. So what we've done is met with counselors throughout the district and educators and came up with the scope and sequence for them. So you can see we're starting off very easy. Now, this is what we are doing within the school, but students, they have access to this. So they can be doing more than what's here. There are extension activities that are built into the platform itself, but you can see that we essentially have one lesson or 2 lessons per grade level. So there's one lesson that is done first semester, and there is another lesson that is done second semester. And it does look differently at every school. There are 2 options that schools were given. Here you're looking at what we would call the curriculum unit plans. So this is students that are in the K-2 system are actually doing this right now as we speak. If they chose option A. If they chose option B, they're going to get their first lesson done during college week, which is the last week of September, and they get their second lesson done during CTE Career Month, which is in February. So either way, students are going to be getting it done here within this month of September. So I just want to be candid with you. You can see that they're doing 2 career towns per grade level for K2. And as you can see for 3-5, we were going back and forth on if it's going to be done in ELA or social studies, but we're actually doing it through social studies, I believe, and it's the same thing. There are 2 lessons for the whole year. There are additional lessons that are in Xello that students can do, but we just wanted to, start the year off right now that we're getting back into some normalcy as far as the school year go, and try to get this done and done well so that students have a great experience here in the platform. So I showed you what K2 looks like, but it's actually different for 3-5. So let me show you what 3-5 looks like if you have a student that is in that grade band level.
Future readiness can start at any age, and Xello offers a unique experience for students in grades 3 to 5, giving them a head start on building self-knowledge, learning about their options, setting goals, and developing the skills they need to be future ready. Kids are always discovering new things about the world and themselves. About Me helps them understand who they are, what makes them unique, and how to use this knowledge as a starting point to imagine a future for themselves. Students examine a list of interests and choose their favorites, or they can opt to add their own unique likes. By identifying their skills and selecting their level of confidence, students learn they can build and develop new skills over time. Creating a bridge between school and future opportunities begins with students identifying their favorite subjects and what they like about them. Part of building self-confidence is acknowledging and celebrating achievements. Students are guided through questions to help them think of what they've done and what they're proud of and why. Finally, in About Me, the storyboard is a central place for students to record anything they want to remember. Things like their favorite school project, music, and role models. Once they've gained confidence in who they are and what their strengths and interests are, they apply that knowledge to explore careers and find the ones that interest and excite them. Under careers, they can choose to browse by school subjects or career groups. Or if they already know what they want to explore, they can begin a search. All career profiles are written at a 3rd grade level with brief summaries of what professionals do in the career, related school subjects and careers, fun facts and stories, and the different education or training paths they can take to the career. Each page has a feature which reads the content aloud so everyone can participate and learn. When a student really likes the career they found, they can link it to easily access it again later. With My Goals, students learn about the types of goals and why goal setting is so important. After a short video, students are prompted to set their own goals with actionable steps towards achievement. Time for students to connect the dots and build on their skills by completing Xello's missions. Missions are fully digital, interactive lessons that teach students about various aspects of future success. Bringing in students' own work, like their saved careers and interests, these missions provide a personalized learning experience for your students. They'll learn about the importance of interests, skills, lifelong learning, and more. Meanwhile, as your students build future readiness skills, you can monitor their work and engagement with Xello through your educator tools. Run one of the many reports to view the unique interests, skills, and work your students have completed in Xello. Use the data to personalize your interactions with students and further encourage them to stay engaged in future possibilities. And pat yourself on the back as you're helping your students get a jump start on future readiness.
So you can see 3-5 is a little bit different than K2, although there are still 2 lessons per grade level. The platform itself looks a little bit different. As students are growing, we want to make sure that it's developmentally appropriate for them. So the platform reflects as much. Here we have our 6-8. Our 6-8 curriculum looks a little bit different, in part because the state has us meeting certain standards that they want to cover in middle school. So We want to make sure that that's reflected to meet all of those standards. So you can see that there are a bit more lessons that we do in the middle school. And you can see right now, 7th grade is actually going through those lessons. In fact, they should have been through the lessons. Today was actually the last day for that window. Doesn't mean that they can't go back to do it. This is just when they're supposed to be doing it in the classroom. But again, students have access to this at every point. I share data with each one of the schools. We have a certain goal that we're trying to, a certain completion goal that we're trying to get to. So if students don't get it in August, schools are working with students to make sure that those lessons are being revisited. But you can see that we have several lessons that are being done. 6th grade, 7th grade is our heaviest grade. And then in 8th grade, it's really about transitions. I'm going to show you the platform. 612 is actually the same platform. I just assigned different lessons to each of the grade levels. I do want to point out something on here, that JA Inspire field trips. So we talk about giving our students opportunities to explore those career interests. And the other thing that's on here is that field trip to Valencia and OTEC for 7th grade. So we actually send our 7th graders to our local technical college and state college so they can see what a college campus looks like. They can hear from the reps there, see what classes look like, kind of get excited about that. Many of our students have never even been on a campus before, right? So we want to give them that opportunity. And then JA Inspire in 8th grade, we actually send all of our 8th graders to I cannot remember what it's called right now. It's right here next to my office. I was talking to somebody this morning and I couldn't remember either. I had the Silver Spurs Arena like stuck in my head, but we send them right here next to us. And we have close to, I think it's about 60 different organizations, businesses that are there where students get to have an immersive experience and interact with these different careers and stuff here in the community to kind of get them excited about what the future may holds again. So that way, when we get to high school, we can send them on some more specific field trips. But I just wanted to point that out, that we do provide opportunities where our students can get on a campus, can interact with different businesses and organizations that are within the field to kind of get a feel for, you know, where they might lean. But with that said, I want to show you what this 612 platform looks like, because it's different than the K2, which is different than the 3-5. So check this out.
Xello helps students build a roadmap to a successful future using a variety of interactive, engaging activities. Let's start with the first page students see when signing in, the dashboard. This is a summarized view of your students' activity in Xello. From here, they quickly access things such as lessons, assessments, assignments you've created, and resources you've uploaded. It can be accessed again by clicking the Xello logo at the top left of any page. Lessons are the first thing on the dashboard. Xello-made lessons are a series of fully interactive, personalized learning experiences that help students build the skills and knowledge they need to become future ready. Students learn about these critical concepts like decision-making, different learning pathways, work-life balance, and career demand. For any topics outside of Xello's ready-made lessons, your district may create additional lessons for students to complete. These custom lessons can also be linked to activities within Xello. From the top menu, students access About Me, where they express their personality by celebrating their achievements and experiences and recording their interests and skills. As they build their self-knowledge skills, the storyboard is a central hub to collect their inspiration or work they're proud of, such as their best schoolwork, hobbies, and favorite media. The About Me page is also where they'll find Xello's assessments. Here, students reflect on their desired skills and favorite interests and how it all connects to their future options. With Explore Options, students start learning about careers, colleges, or majors. The careers list is sorted by the strength of the match for each career based on their assessment results. Students see exactly where their match came from by clicking Find Out Why in the career profile. Career profiles include crucial information such as work environment, earnings, and education pathways in careers. And school profiles will include enrollment, financial aid breakdown, and virtual campus tours. The heart at the top of profiles and next to their avatar is where students save and reference all of their favorite ones. Under Goals and Plans, students use the course planner, college tools, and saved options to plan what they'll do after high school. Because every student's future is unique, they can begin their plan with a career, a college, or with a saved major. Students create their personal high school program of study using Course Planner. This tool incorporates students' course history and automatically checks for things like prerequisites. This way, they can make sure they're on track to graduate and achieve any specializations or endorsements they're working towards. For students considering post-secondary education, the list of important tasks and requirements when applying to college can be overwhelming. To help simplify this process, Tools for College Success help students understand and tackle that list. As students work hard at building their self-knowledge, exploring their options, and building their plans, they can share their Xello profile using the share link at the top of About Me. Follow along with your students' work in your educator tools and get first-hand experience with all of these features by trying it out in your demo account. Then feel confident knowing you're helping your students hone their tools for future success.
So you can see that the platform is built in such a way that students can house all of that exploration right there. They can research different pathways, which we're going to talk about that in just a minute, how we can leverage the platform to be able to do that. I know at the end of each one of these videos, it shows the educator side of things, but we can actually create parent accounts as well so that y'all can see where your child's interests lie, maybe what pathway they're trying to decide to help foster some of those conversations within the home for you to have with your child. So we have that platform available, again, K-12, but you can see for 6-12 that it's going to really focus on a little bit of a deeper dive in firming up what their interests are, what their potential careers are, and exploring those things. So just like we have a scope and sequence for K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, we do have one for 9, 12. Again, you can see that for many of these, for each grade level, there are essentially 2 lessons, although there are 5 lessons available for each grade level. So students can do more on their own, they can research more, they can use the lessons to kind of guide them and where they might potentially want to be. But we've taken that feedback from our educators, and you can see what's in green for 9th grade, that's what we're focusing on. What's in blue for 10th grade, that's what we're focusing on. And then again, what's in orange. But you can see for 9th, 10th, and 11th, we also have course planners. So it's important for y'all to know that a counselor does meet with every child in their high school, and they're looking at building out their 4-year plan. So the idea is they're in Xello, they're identifying their interests, their passions, their skills, and then they're working with that counselor to figure out, okay, is there coursework that helps you further explore that? And are we in the proper courses to help prepare you for the pathway that you're trying to get into? So to me, that's cool, because it's not just a student on their own. We're leveraging the experts, right? The school counselors, the college and career counselor, to help guide those conversations. Then students kind of have a little bit more power in the courses that they're picking. So we do have that built in, and then you can see what's in red. We do have essay writing built in for the junior class, because it's that time to get their essays ready to go if they are going to be applying for, if they're going to be enrolling somewhere, or if they're going to be applying for scholarships. Oftentimes essays are asked to be written. And then at the beginning of senior year, we do build out that resume for them. Whether it's an academic resume, or it's a portfolio for like our fine arts or performing arts students, and also for our students that are seeking employment, they can use the resume builder within Xello to create all of that, print it up, give it to a potential employer, school, or even scholarships will ask for this as well. So want to be open and honest with you about what we're doing, kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. As you can see, we do have a lot. We do have a plan, because remember, our goal is for all of our students that leave our K-12 system to have a confirmed plan. Now, there are a couple of new pieces within Xello that I want to share with you. One, I talk about these 4 E's, right? enrolling, enlistment, employment, and expiration, Xello has expanded the platform to allow students to create plans specifically that follow those pathways. So I want to show you that. And after I show you that, I'm also going to share with you one of the features that I'm super excited about. Is called work-based learning. So right here in the platform, if there are apprenticeships that come across our desk, internships, job opportunities, we put them right here into the platform, and students can go into the work-based learning aspect of this, and they can look up all of that, and they can apply right then and there, reach out to the employer, reach out to the organization that has an apprenticeship or an internship. We have several in there right now. We're adding more throughout this month of September. So really excited about that. I'm going to show you both of these. So first, let me show you the plans that can be customized to one of the 4 E's, and then we'll move on to the work-based learning.
When it comes to thinking about the future, you probably have some idea of what you'd like your life to be like, but maybe you're not quite sure how to get there. And that's okay. Creating a plan will help you uncover what you're meant to be and how to build a future that is a good fit for you. Not to mention, understanding all the choices that are available to you can open your eyes to routes you may not have considered. Not yet sure what being successful after high school means to you? Not a problem. There are many ways to live a fulfilling, productive life, and plans will help you uncover that. You can explore different paths based on what is important to you and what you already know about yourself, your interests, the type of lifestyle you want, or the work or education that is most meaningful to you. When you start your plan, you can choose from a number of different pathway options, from career-focused to higher education to hands-on training. If you're not sure which one fits your plan, you can read and watch a video about each pathway. Once you choose your pathway and plans, you'll be guided to create an actionable to-do list. Your to-do list will help you visualize the next steps towards getting where you want, as well as decide whether it is the right path to get you there. If not, you can change it or make another. It's completely normal for your priorities and passions to change as you get older. Your plans are 100% flexible. Come back to them again and again to make changes to your chosen pathway, your to-do list, or your career aspirations. There is no limit. Whatever it is that you want to do, having a plan increases your odds of getting there. Let plans help you make your next move toward your future.
With recent events, the school environment has changed, and it can be hard to keep students engaged when the future feels so unpredictable. Now is the time to bring real-world learning and experiences front and center. Xello makes it simple to add, schedule, and track work-based learning opportunities. Use the same platform your educators and students are using to get future ready. House all your contacts and companies in one database. Easily add local in-person and virtual experiences for your students to discover. Help them make the connection between their schoolwork and their future. Meet them where they already are, exploring options and building plans for what's ahead. With an accessible online program, all students have equal access to local opportunities, and educators can get involved by helping to coordinate student requests. It's a community effort to support students in future readiness, and Xello makes it easy for everyone to work together.
So you can see there's some really cool features and aspects within our college and career platform, Xello. So to recap for the evening, SDOC4E, every student that leaves our K-12 system, our goal is that 100% of them will have a plan that falls into one of those 4 E's: enrollment, enlistment, employment, exploration. And the way that we help support students and families to explore what that looks like is through our platform, Xello. Again, everybody has access to this. If you are in our public schools here in Osceola County, you sign into your district issued device, you go to ClassLink, you select Xello, and depending on what grade band a student is in, they'll be able to access those lessons and build upon their skills and their interests and things of that nature. So we're towards the end. We're at the end, not towards the end. We're actually at the end. If there's any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box. I will ask if you're on here to scan that QR code on the screen right here. This is just a survey, kind of gives me feedback on what tonight is like. We want to make sure that we're doing this well for y'all. And this helps us fix that if there are any issues and things of that nature. So I'm just going to ask that you do the survey. It's a handful of questions. If you want more information on all things that are college and career life readiness, you can scan this QR code right up here at the top. This will take you to my district website page that has information on all of the 4Es, has information on Xello, has information on the rest of this month's CCLR corners, has information on College Week that's coming up. Have I put that on there yet? I haven't, but I will. Has information on financial aid and scholarships. So everything that we touch on here, you can jump onto the district website, and I have links and information on there for you. Now, lastly, if you're not following me, you need to follow me. The party's really on Instagram. That's where I do most of my work at Friendly Neighborhood CCC. I do try to share what I'm doing on Instagram to Facebook and Twitter. So you see what my tags are there. You can follow me. Our goal this year is to get to 10,000 followers, not because I want the followers, but because I know that the information that I'm sharing is information that y'all want. I talk to y'all all the time in the community, and this is how you get it. You know, one of my things working here in the district is I want to make sure that y'all have access, that y'all have the resources that I didn't have readily available to me when I was trying to make these decisions. So we're at about almost 1,300 right now. In my mind, we have about 4,500 seniors. I'm just talking about seniors, but remember, this is K-12. We support K-12. But just if I took our senior class, there's about 4,500. If I get every senior and at least one of their parents on there to stay in the know, we're about 9,000 people right there. Bam. So that's just 12th grade. We're talking about juniors, sophomores. We're talking about our 6 to 8 kids and families. We're talking about our K-5 families. So we want to get to 10K. This is how we do it. Follow me on Instagram where the party is. We have our next CCLR corner next Wednesday at 6 p.m. And at the end of September, because we're about to jump into September tomorrow, we'll be doing our college week. And if you're not familiar with that, we have themes for every day that students can participate in. We're scouring social media to find the best dressed K-12. We go out and we award little swag bags to our students, our winners for that theme. Best dressed for the whole week, ones that participate throughout the whole week. We're looking for that. We give them a prize towards the end of the week. We have our coveted spirit sticks, the school that shows the most spirit throughout the week, the most participatory. They get our spirit stick and a little gift basket that we give to them. So there's a lot that we're doing throughout that week. And, you know, that's the fun stuff. More importantly, there's a ton of information that we're sharing on what enrollment looks like and all the pieces to that. Enlistment and the pieces to that, employment and the pieces of that, expiration and the pieces of that, financial aid. So there's a lot going on that week. And if you want to stay in the know, probably the best place is Friendly Neighborhood CCC on Instagram. And with that being said, I'm checking the Q&A. I don't see any questions. I'm going to give about a minute of wait time. If I don't see any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and close out for the night. So silence doesn't scare me. I'm just going to zip it for about a minute. Sit here. If you have something, feel free to reach out. Okay, with that being said, I didn't see any questions, so I'm going to close out for tonight. Thank you all so much for jumping on. We'll see you next Wednesday when we cover, what are we doing next Wednesday? Let's take a look. Okay, we'll see you next Wednesday when we cover Quest Bridge. Quest Bridge is a full ride scholarship. There's about 140 plus universities that are in partnership with this. I want to talk about it because it actually starts junior year. It opens up here, I believe, in about a week or two. So we want to talk about what that whole process is, how we can secure a full ride if you plan on enrolling in a 4-year college. We're going to spend some time next Wednesday, September 7th, from 6 to 7 p.m. going over that, okay? So our first one, thank y'all for being on. Second one's coming up next week. Follow me on all these social media platforms. Instagram is really where the party is. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.